Hello students, today we will see functions as relations. Now we have already studied relations in sets. We have seen that they can be a relation from one set to another or from a set to itself. Now the same we will study for functions. Relations, now here we will be studying for functions. Just like there can be relation from one set to another in case of sets, or from one set to itself. Similarly, we can have relations in functions also that can be from one set to another set or from one set to itself. Now in our previous video we have already studied what functions are. So you know this is the mathematical expression or representation for a function. Here f denotes the function. You can give any name to the function. Here we have given it the name f. You can give it the name g, you can give the name d, you can give it a name e as per convenience, but conventionally f for function, so we are comfortable writing f for a function. So here small f denotes a function, and this expression reads that f is a function that goes from set A into set B. So that means the mapping is from elements of set A into the elements of set B. That means the elements of set A will be assigned the elements of set B, and those elements of set B which are assigned to the elements of set A will be known as the image of the elements of set A. And the collection of all those elements of set B which have been assigned to elements of set A collectively will be known as the image of the function f. This we have already discussed in our previous video. Now this in itself gives rise to a relation. That means there is a mapping from the elements of set A to the set B. A unique element is being assigned from set B to the elements of set A. So that means there is a mapping, or there is a correspondence from the elements of set A to set B. So this in itself gives rise to a relation. So any function on its own by default gives rise to a relationship. And this relation in case of functions is known as the graph. So if we are talking about the function f, then this relation that is from set A to set B will be known as the graph of function f. So just like in case of sets we use the term relations, in case of functions we use the term graph. So here in case of functions, relations will always be referred to as graph. You can also call them relations, but we will refer to relations in functions. When we are talking of relations on functions, we will refer to them as graph of a function. Okay, now moving on. If I have two sets, now it will be better understandable through an example. If there are two sets, set A having elements A, B, C, D, and there is a set B having elements R, S, T and U. And let us assume that the function f from A to B is such that the mapping is such that the elements of A and the elements of set B, A has been assigned the element S, B has been assigned the element U, C has been assigned the element R, and D has been assigned the element T. So clearly you can see here, when I talk, say there is a set A having elements A, B, C, D. Then there is a set B having elements R, S, T, U. Then the function is from set A. This function goes from set A into set B, right? So that means the mapping will be in such a manner that the elements of, since this function goes from set A into set B, that means the elements of set A will be assigned to the elements of set B. That means that the elements of A will form the domain of the function, the elements of set B will form the codomain of the function. All the collection of all these elements that means the elements of set B which have been assigned to the elements of set A. Like here you can see R has been assigned to the element C, then S has been assigned to the element A, then U has been assigned to the element B, and T has been assigned to the element D. So that means I can clearly write that f of A is equal to S. That means the image of A under F is S. I can say that f of B is equal to U. That means the image of B under F is U. F of C is equals to R. That is the image of C under F is R, and f of D is equal to T. That means the image of D under F is T. So hence I can say that the collection of all these elements is known as the image of function f. That means R, S, T, U will be known as the image of the function f. It is also known as the range of the function. You can call it the range or image of the function, which can be denoted by RANF or IMF. You can call these elements either as the image of function or the range of function collectively. So this is giving rise to a relation. That means there is a relation from the elements of set A to the elements of set B. That is why the elements of set B have been assigned to the elements of set A. Since the element of set B have been assigned to the elements of set B, this itself gives rise to a relation, because what I told you in my previous videos when we discussed relations, that relation establishes the connection between two sets, the elements of two sets or the elements of the same set. So there is a connection. If there is a mapping, that means there is a connection, and if there is a connection, then we can say that there exists a relation. So the function in itself gives rise to a relation, and in case of functions we call relations as graphs, though we can call them relations also, but conventionally or more generally we call them graphs. Now moving on, just like we can have more than one relation on two sets or on a single set, similarly we can have more than one functions also on two sets or a single set. Now let us assume if f is a function from A that goes from set A into B. Similarly we have another function named as G that also goes from set A into B. Right? That means the function f is also going from set A into set B. That means in case of function A, f, all the elements of set A will be assigned values from set B. Similarly, in case of function G also, since it is a function that goes from set A into set B, so in case of this function also, all the elements of set A will be assigned values from set B. So in case of both these functions, the elements of set A will form the domain of the function, and the elements of set B will form the codomain of the function, and all those elements, it's not necessary that all the elements of set B will be assigned to the elements of set A. Please mind it that if f is a function from A into B or G is a function from A into B, it is not necessary that all the elements of B will be assigned to some of the other elements of set A. There can be some elements which can be left out. Yes, so in that case, those elements which have been left out will not be called the image of function. Only those elements of B which have been assigned to the elements of A will be called the image, right? So let me take an example that if D has been assigned S again, I do not assign the value U to, okay, if D has been assigned U again, if the element D from set A is assigned U again from set B, so in that case which element is missing from set B? T is missing. That is, T is one such element which has not been assigned to any element of set A. A, B, C, D are the elements of set A. R, S, T, U are the elements of set B. While we were assigning elements of set B to the elements of set A, how did we assign them? A was assigned the value S, B was assigned the value U, C was assigned the value R, and D was assigned the value U. That means both B and D were assigned the same values. B was also assigned the value U and D was also assigned the value U. That means the image of B under F was U and the image of D under F was also U. So that means which element is left out here? T is left out. T has not been assigned to any of the element of set A. So in this case, T will not be called the image of the function. Clear? Only those elements which have been assigned, only those elements from set B which have been assigned to the elements of set A will be called the image, and not those which have not been assigned. So in this case, in this particular scenario, the image of function f will be this collection of elements or the set of elements called RSU. Now U is being repeated, so I will not repeat it in this set. In this set it will be taken as a single element, so I will not repeat U every time. So the image of function f in this case will be RSU. But if T, a separate element is assigned, then it will be RSTU. So it is not that all the elements of B are called the image. Only those elements of B which have been assigned to A will be called the image. Okay, now moving on, if we have two different functions, as I told you, if we have two different functions, say function f which goes from set A into set B and function g which goes from set A into set B, right? Now you will say both of them are functions which are going from set A into set B, but then that does not necessarily mean that f and g will be equal. F and g will only be equal when the image of all the elements of f is equal to the image of all the elements of g. So if f of A is equals to g of A, that means the image of both f and g are same. Say for example, if f of A is R and g of A is also R, if both the elements have the same image, then I can say f equals to g. But let us assume that if f of A equals to R and g of A is t, in that case function f is not equals to function g. So two functions that go from the same sets, that means if f and g are going, both of them go from set A to set B, that does not necessarily mean that both of them are equal. They'll be equal only if the images of all the elements from set A for function f will be equal to the images of all the elements of set A for function g. Okay, now moving on. Now let us see an example for that. We'll do a small exercise for this. Okay, just like we can have relations for two sets or on the same set. Similarly, as I told you, we can have functions for two sets that goes from set A to set B, or a function that goes from set A to itself. So I am assuming a set A 1, 2, 3. So let us take three different functions for this set. F equals to 1, 3, 2, 3 and 3, 1. Then G equals to 1, 2, 3, 1. H equals to 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2 and 3, 1. So we are taking three different functions on the same set A. Set A is having elements 1, 2, 3. Now the first function f is 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 1. So just like in case of relations, if the relation is from one set to itself or a relation is from set A to itself, in that case in the coordinate pairs, the first element will also be from set A and the second element will also be from set A. So similarly in case of functions also, if it is a function from set A to itself, that means in case of the graph of the function, that is the relation for the function, the coordinate pairs, in the coordinate pairs both the first and the second elements will be obviously from set A itself. Now what we have to see is that in case of functions, if a function goes from set A to B, that means all the elements of set A will be assigned elements from set B. Okay, all the elements of set A have to be assigned some value from the elements of set B. You cannot miss out any element from set A. But just here we saw that some of the elements of B can be missed out. It is not necessary that while assigning value to the elements of set A from set B, all the elements of set B will be assigned to all the elements of set A. It is compulsory that all the elements of set A will be assigned some value, but it is not compulsory that all the elements of set B will be assigned as a value to set A. You can miss out some elements of set B. So that means the elements of set B can be repeated in assigning values to the elements of set A, just like we saw here. So in that case, all the elements of set A will be assigned some values, and elements of B, set B will be assigned as values to the elements of set A. In that case, all the elements of set B can be used for assigning values to the elements of set A, or some of the elements of set B can be used to assign values to the elements of set A. So there is no compulsion on set B. Either you can use all the elements of set B to be assigned as values to the elements of set A, or you can use just some elements of set B to be assigned as values to the elements of set A and miss out remaining elements of set B. But in case of set A, all the elements of set A have to be assigned some values from the elements of set B. So this thing you should keep in mind. Now, so when I am talking from a function from set A to itself, that means in the coordinate pair, the first element will also be from set A and the second element will also be from set A. But what we have to keep in mind here, that since the first element is also from set A and second element is also from set A, so the first element of set A is the one which will be assigned the value. So that means in the coordinate pair, all the elements of set A must be present as the first element of set A. All the elements of set A must be present as the first element in the coordinate pair of the function. So that means one will be assigned some value, 2 will be assigned some value, and 3 will be assigned some value. So f of 1 will also have an image, f of 2 will also have an image, and f of 3 will also have an image. That means all these elements must exist as the first coordinate in the ordered pair, right? In case of a function. So f1 is assigned the value 3 in case of function. Then f2 is assigned the value 3 and f3 is assigned the value 1. Okay. Now, so that means this is a function because all the elements of set A have been assigned a value. There exists an image for all the elements of set A. F1 has image 3, F2 has image 3, F3 has image 1. So I can say that F is a function. Okay. Now let's move on. Let's look at function G. G of 1 has been assigned a value 2. Okay. Then G of 3 has been assigned a value 1. But where is G of 2? I said all the elements of set A must appear as the first element in the ordered pair. But 2 is not there. 2 is not assigned any image over here. This cannot happen in case of a function. So G is not a function. Okay. Then moving on, let's move on to the third function H. H of 1 is assigned a value 3. Okay. H of 2 is assigned an image 1. Then H of 1 is again assigned an image 2 and H of 3 is assigned an image 1. Now here all the elements are covered. 1 is covered, 2 is covered and 3 is covered. So that means this condition we are satisfying that all the elements of set A are assigned a value. But the element 1 has been assigned a value twice. That means 1 is having 2 images. 1 is having two images, h of 1 3, once the image of 1 is 3 and h of 1 is 2, and second time the image of 1 is 2. So as per the rule, what functions this says? That a unique value is assigned to each element of the function. So in this case, to the same element 1 of the function h, you are assigning two different values, which is not possible. Any element of the function can never have more than one image, right? So this is violating this rule. So that means h is also not a function. So the only function here is f. So this is all about functions as relations and the concept of functions.